Welcome to Barcelona.
Second only to France, Spain is the most visited country in the world, and Barcelona is the second largest city and arguably most touristy city in Spain. So it's probably a good idea to avoid the crowds and visit in the off-season, right? That was our theory anyway, because we're here in early February. But off the hop, it doesn't seem like our strategy is panning out.
There's people everywhere.
But crowds or no crowds, we're gonna take you along for an honest look at a week in Barcelona in the off-season.
This week it's me with the Katies. Katie and our friend KB.
Katie B is one of our good friends from university. She also has a remote tech job and loves to travel. You probably remember her from our Costa Rica video, and if you don't, go check that out because that was a really fun one. But she's joining us here as well. Or we're joining her.
Thanks for letting me crash your trip.
No, you're the main character. Park Guell was designed and built in the early 1900s. It was designed by Antoni Gaudí, who you'll hear a lot about in this video, and you'll hear a lot about if you visit Barcelona. The park was originally part of a high-end housing project, dreamed up by Eusebi Guell, who the park is obviously named for. He dreamed of beautiful mansions sharing this expansive park, but the housing part fell through and the park eventually became a paid tourist attraction. The architecture around the park features Gaudí's signature style.
Considering it's a Monday morning in February, it's pretty dang busy here. There's people everywhere.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I was fully feeling Gaudí's aesthetic at the beginning of this trip, especially we went on a walking tour last night and saw the famous house that he designed. But I think it's maybe growing on me. I don't know, it's probably blasphemous to say you don't like the style of Gaudí when you're in Barcelona, but anyway, it gives Dr. Seuss vibes to me. But it's cool, it's very fun. I think this style is growing on me. It's really cool.
I'm no expert, but I believe the idea is that there's a lot of organic curves so that it's not clear where nature ends and architecture begins.
I'm curious, what are your overall opinions on Gaudí and his style? Because I was telling them before that at first I was like, feels a little Dr. Seuss to me.
It's very Dr. Seuss.
It's starting to grow on me. Like, I feel like I'm starting to appreciate it more than I initially did.
It's definitely not like practical, but I do think it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, obviously it's busy here, but I think it gets busier. For example, we didn't pre-book these tickets. We just showed up and paid admission when we got here. I think that's unheard of during the busy season.
Well, we certainly enjoyed our time at Park Guell, and we're heading out now. And now we're just gonna go look for somewhere to have lunch before we head back to the Airbnb to start our workday.
Another day, another adventure. This time we're taking the metro to the Gothic Quarter.
So this morning we are checking out the Catalan Palace of Music, and it's supposed to be a really beautiful building, so let's go explore. The Catalan Music Palace is a concert hall built in the modernist architectural style, but not by Gaudí this time. This one was designed by Montaner.
This building includes architecture from the Gothic, Neo-Gothic, and Modernist movement. It's really clear to see the Modernist influence. That's like what we saw at Park Guell yesterday, with columns with mosaics, lots of flowers, and never a straight line. Always a curve or some kind of organic shape. To be honest, I think the most impressive thing we're going to see here is all the stained glass. That's what this place is absolutely known for.
wrapped up our time in the Catalan Palace of Music, and what did we think? What are your thoughts, Katie?
So beautiful. Oh, I love the ceiling.
Really, really gorgeous mosaics, so many flowers and all of like the architecture and the details, and
The kids' concert was slightly weird.
Yeah.
But the kids were cute.
yeah. You know what? It was some free entertainment that we weren't expecting. It meant that we couldn't go down to the lower level, but we had something to watch when we were in the like upper balcony looking down. Overall though, I feel like it's just kind of adding to my impression that Barcelona is all about art and architecture and beauty and mosaics and stained glass. Like we're seeing that everywhere.
And colorful. It's very colorful.
Very colorful, which is fun. So for our next activity today, we're gonna go join a walking tour, which I'm surprised, like even in the middle of February, the walking tours seem to be busy. Like the one that we did when we first got here, it was full of people. So we'll see how busy today's tour is.
Heading into the Gothic Quarter.
We are now walking into the Roman city of Barcelona.
Wow,
Through the medieval gate.
this is so cool. I freaking love medieval stuff. Don't get me wrong, I've liked Barcelona so far, but a lot of it has felt very shiny and new, and you know, this is what I come to Europe for, y'all. This looks so cool.
Behind me here is what was originally the Roman aqueduct that fed water to the city. How cool is that? This is seriously old. This is the market in the Gothic Quarter, and you know we love a good farmer's market.
I love some cheese.
That cheese footage.
I love some cheese.
We are at another cathedral. This is Cathedral Santa Maria del Mar, or Saint Maria of the Sea.
I think this church is particularly cool. I mean, I haven't even seen the inside, but compared to other cathedrals that we've seen in Europe, it's got a pretty special story, which is that the kind of common, regular people weren't allowed to go to the Basilica of Barcelona. It was just for the bourgeoisie. So basically, they built their own. And on the doors, there's a depiction of the sailors who would, after their day of work, go up the mountain, get their stones, and bring them back down here to build their very own church. And I just think that's really, really interesting.
It's actually the oldest building we've seen on this tour so far because it was built in the mid-1300s.
You see this patisserie? It looks so good. Confiteria.
Wow, whole hill store. This is so cute. Wow. That was a really
Oh my god, that's so cute. I love it.
Somehow I feel like we're going to spend the rest of the week coming back to the stores we've just walked past. KB is like pinning them on Google Maps as we walk by. We just finished our walking tour and we are starving. It's like nearly 2 o'clock. So we're looking for a quick lunch and then we have to get to work.
Those sandwiches were delicious.
was
This is
so
on
good.
Katie's recommendation that we go to this place called Beau de Bie, where they have like baguette sandwiches that you can just stuff with like everything, like feta, tomatoes, cucumber, green peppers, lettuce, olives, lentils. It was so tasty. We just sat out here in the sun and among the pigeons, unfortunately.
That was really good and relatively cheap too.
Yeah, like I think it was 18 euros for all three of us, and I got a drink and a dessert with the sandwiches. So anyway, very, very tasty. But I think that wraps up today's morning of adventures, and now we are going to make our walk back to the Airbnb and get out the laptops and start the 9 to 5. Today's adventure is going to see probably the most iconic landmark in Barcelona. So come along with us to the Sagrada Familia.
I'm so excited to go inside. I've heard the inside is beautiful, and I'm really interested in the architecture.
So we're gonna start off our morning with a guided tour.
So in case you didn't know, one of the crazy things about the Sagrada Familia, it's been in construction since 1882. So a really freaking long time.
And part of the reason why is because all of Gaudi's plans were lost during the Spanish Civil War, so they had to like reconstruct the plans.
They literally tried to find the pieces of his plaster model. There were over 900 pieces, and try to figure out how they were supposed to fit together.
Oh my gosh, it's so
We've traveled to a lot of places, but I honestly, dead serious, I think this is the most beautiful building I've ever been in.
Really?
I really think so. The way the light from the stained glass lights the hallways and the scale of it, like it really, as Gaudi intended, when you walk in, you like look up and experience the scale of the place. To me, it's like beautiful without being complicated.
Yeah.
It has the wow factor when you walk in, like the height of the ceilings with the stained glass. Yeah, beautiful.
It's obviously not the biggest cathedral I've been in, but it's just so well done. It really is like a pretty unique experience.
I think to me, like one of the most mind-blowing parts of this is that I've always associated really big, like beautiful cathedrals with seeming old, but this is modern, and it's
Not
also
even
very
finished.
beautiful. Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of interesting to see a truly modern take on like a massive, you know, European cathedral.
Gaudi worked with an engineer to make sure that their structure would be stable, and they did it by taking these chains and hanging sandbags on them to create an inverted model of the church. They took the shape that the chain made, the exact arching pattern of the chain, given the location of the various weights, to create the shape of the arches used in the actual church. I know I'm a little bit of an architecture nerd. I did study engineering in university after all, but you gotta admit, that's pretty cool.
Apparently this is the first 3D inverted model of this kind.
That's crazy. I think there were a lot of techniques that Gaudi really pioneered. Like it wasn't just like a decorative vision, it was like a technical vision for the stuff he built. We actually ended up spending a pretty long time here, so we're pretty hungry at this point. Places.
I know.
It's always such good food.
It was really good.
Time for a picnic.
So it's Friday, our last work day in Barcelona, and we decided to switch up the schedule a little bit. So we got our work done in the morning so that we could go enjoy the sunset from a place called the Bunkers.
Yeah, Caramel Bunkers, I think.
So we're gonna go take the subway there now and have a little picnic and watch the sunset over the city. I never normally do stuff that's like cool and trendy that other young people are doing, so I'm very intimidated by all the other 20-somethings here.
Normally we do old people activities.
Normally we either do old people activities or activities where it's like
For actual toddlers.
toddlers. Yeah. I think this is like the perfect end to our week in Barcelona.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It's been way busier in Barcelona than we expected, but it's also been a beautiful city.
I really thought if we came here in February it would be like quiet, but
It's
you can really
chaos.
tell it's not quiet right now.
It's
So-
loud. The sun has set and the light is fading, but we're still enjoying our picnic. So I think we'll sit and watch some of the stars come out. Thanks for joining us on this week in beautiful Barcelona. Make sure you are subscribed because this weekend we're hopping on a high-speed train and heading to Valencia, so you're not going to want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.